guys, Miss Segovia, I'm going to walk you through the notes that go opposite the frond diagrams and sketches. And so we're going to put those over on the right hand side or on the next page or wherever it fits in your particular notebook. So this section, and station 2 if you're doing my lab, is plants without seeds. Sorry. Plants without seeds. So there's two basic classes. First one that we're going to talk about are the non-vascular plants. If you remember our conversation or lecture from the last set of notes, vascular is referring to vessels. And so, we have a vascular system inside us as humans. That's our blood vessels, the arteries and veins and capillaries. Plants have it too. They've got xylem and phloem and sieve tube elements and all sorts of other cool stuff. And so we do have plants, though, that don't have that tubing inside of them. They collectively are known as bryophytes. These little plants lack the lignin, L-I-G-N-I-N, lignin hardened vascular tissue that supports the plant. So this is that little extra thick cells that help to keep the plant upright and strong and sturdy. These plants overall, they are low growing. You'll see them really close to the ground, or you'll see them up against trees. And majority of them live in moist, it's a fun word to say, moist areas where they can absorb water and nutrients directly from the ground. Since they don't have those tubes, they can't pull it up. And so everything that goes inside them, they're doing like direct absorption. In our non-vascular, we have mosses. So mosses are small flowerless plants. Poor little guys, no flowers. And they grow in dense green clumps or mats in damp, shady areas. And so if you're thinking kind of like a medieval forest type, or the Northeast, you'll see like these big green areas that are just gorgeous, or like they're hanging off of trees, these clumps of green. Those are generally going to be mosses. Another one you may not have heard are hornboards. Sounds like something you would get at Hogwarts. These have an elongated horn-like structure. I could tell you a whole bunch more on this, but just kind of the basic is, they're very moss-like in nature, but they have a real long piece that comes off where they get their name from. The last one we'll list on here, just as an example, are the liverboards. Again, sounds like something you get at Hogwarts, right? These guys, guess what? They have a liver-shaped appearance. So not really the color of liver, but the shape of a liver. And so you can look at any human anatomy and physiology diagram, see that shape, and then look at the plants. So liver-shaped appearance. And what's kind of cool about these They can be found in nearly every habitat. And there's even a few species, so including desert and Arctic. They're a real tough plant. Lots of different species in there that are really hardy, can handle those extreme temperatures, lack of water. So that's just a bit on our non-vascular plants. The other kind are seedless vascular plants. And so we have seed vascular and seedless vascular. So this is the seedless variety. Collectively, these guys are known as pteridophytes. And when you see like pterido, that's actually referring to like triangular. And so if you think of one of your favorite flying dinosaurs, the pterodactyls, it also is P-T-E-R at the beginning. And so, or pterygium is a little growth you can get on your eye that's triangular shaped. And so pteridophytes are plants overall that have a triangular appearance. But they also have lignin, there's that word again, lignin-hardened support tissues. And the purpose of these is so that they can move water and sugar throughout the plant. So again, just like we have our blood vessels, plants have their vascular tissue. So 3 examples of that are the one you're looking at in class, ferns. And these guys have fronds that are made of many smaller parts that look like small leaves. So it looks like we have all these little tiny individual leaves. If I like pop back over here to my little rubbing, each of these looks like a leaf, but it's that pinnae. And so the whole thing is a frond. So like, I guess if you were to compare, the whole thing would be like a leaf, not just the little tiny individual ones coming off. And the bad joke is, with fronds like these, who needs enemies? All right, another example are club mosses. Now, I put mosses in parentheses because they're not a true moss. And so they're not a true moss because they have the vascular tissue. But they get put in the moss group because somewhere along the line somebody thought they looked pretty moss-like. And so the name kind of stuck. So they have vascular tissue, unlike true mosses. And they're commonly found on forest floors. Can't spell floors. F-L-O-O-R, floors. And I'm just going to put in the northeast U.S. So the Northeast United States. And so they're kind of cool. And with all of these, I know I'm not giving you pictures of every single thing or sketches. Go Google it. Look it up. Some of these are really cool, kind of almost freaky looking. The last example we're going to use today are horsetails. Not just the ones that grow on the back of a horse, but these are the ones that grow in marshy, sandy areas. And so what's neat about this, since they grow in really sandy areas, they tend to take some of that sand into them. And so their stems contain a really gritty substance called silica. And silica, if you go to a beach and see these beautiful white sands, it's usually a silica sand. And so we use this, which people use or used to use to scrub their pots and pans. And so since it's really gritty, it's really tough, it's a great scrubber. And so it's a natural Brillo pad. And so horsetails were really great for that. I don't know how many people still do it, but hey, it works. So these are your notes for plants without seeds. Make sure you Cornell style it. So draw that line down the left. And in this one, you've got plenty of space here to do a nice little summary. And you've got even some space at the bottom. Do some sketches. Go Google these, look them up, and get some idea in your head of what they look like in real life. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks.